Okay, we're just going to do a quick tutorial on how you make complex morphs out of simple morphs in Lively. Now, the first thing to do is to use this grab button and just use this to drop one morph on top of another, and then the morph that you drop becomes part of the first morph. So if we drag this, we can now see the ellipse is attached to the star. Drag doesn't do this. If we drag a morph, it doesn't. We the ellipse is still part of the star. Next. Each morph in Lively has an owner. This is called the scene graph. So if we take a look at the owner of ellipse, we see it's it's the screen itself. If we ask what's the owner of rectangle, we see it's the ellipse. And sometimes the owner is the world itself. So if we say what's the owner of this, which is to say this slide, we see it's in fact the world. There are three buttons that you can see on the Halo. One is grab, and grab changes the owner. If you take something and drop it on top of another morph, it will become part of the first morph. Drag drags and doesn't change, as we've described earlier. So if I drag this star and I drop it on top of the blue bar, and then grab the blue bar, you can see the star doesn't move. If, on the other hand, I grab the blue bar and drop it on top of the star, it becomes part of the star and starts moving with it. And now if I just drag it a little bit, I can maybe make it become a magic wand. There we are. Copy also changes the owner. So if I grab this, let's see if I can grab this guy, and well, now I've grabbed if I grab the rectangle, if I now copy him, see I've changed the size for some reason, but also this guy isn't rotating, so his owner is not the rotating star. Give ourselves another magic wand here, and let's move along. You can see that here, whoops. Oh yes, well, one of the things we have to do is when we grab, we have to leave the mouse pointer on top of the object that we're grabbing to. So now if I drag, you can see I've got this guy on top, but if I want to change position without changing the owner, I just drag him, and notice that even though the mouse is outside of the morph, I haven't changed the owner. Now, one of the most important things is that anything you can do in GUI, you can do in code. So what I'm going to do is just to add is, if I say find the star, which I find by $morph star, this guy, that's the star, I tell him to add morph, $morph rectangle. He goes off and looks for a morph named rectangle and adds it to himself. So let me do that. And you can see right away the rectangle starts moving again. If I want to take it away, I can say tell this to just add the rectangle morph. And here it is. And also, I can now add the star to the rectangle, give myself a little magic wand, which I'm doing here. Next slide. So anything we can always do is we can do in code. So the other thing is the position and angle of a morph are always given with respect to an owner. So let's take a look at what the owner of the green box is, and in fact is the blue box. So now let me go through and set the position of the green box to 0, 0, and notice it moves it. Well, here I'll move it so we can watch it move. It moves it to the 0, 0 point of the blue box, not to the 0, 0 point of the world, which is up here at the 0, 0 point of this morph. Now, if I say what's the rotation of the green box, it's 0.75. Now let me move the blue box to rotation 0.75. Do it. And actually, I'd already done that. So let me try rotating it back a little bit to 0, 0. Now let me set the rotation to 0.75. And one of the things you'll notice is that the green box rotates with the blue one. It doesn't change this. Now if I also set this guy to have rotation 0, 0, or negative, actually here negative 270, so let me get the rotation. It will say negative 4.7, which is 270 radians. Now let me set the rotation to 0.75, and notice that it rotates with respect to the blue box. So rotation and position are always done with respect to the parent morph, not with respect to the world. Now, okay, now we can start to do this by putting together a timer. And what I can do is take this guy, and I'm going to grab him and leave him out here. Now I'm going to grab him and move him here. And I'm going to set his position to be 0, 0. And as it happens, 0, 0 and an ellipse is in the center. So let me just add this here. Which I can then do. And now what I'm going to do is just say, oh, okay, every second, rotate by some value, and let's make it, oh, I don't know, 0.1. Start him off doing that. And you can see he's ticking along very slowly. We can make it go a little bit faster than that, say every 300. Stop him stepping. And maybe make him go a little bit faster. So here we are. Evaluate that again. And now we'll see he's moving a lot more quickly. Well, that's it for how to build up complex morphs. As you see, we got a timer going with just 2 lines of code. And in the next in the next video, we'll show you how to build a clock using exactly the same thing.